That's
Um,
Federer, like the air conditioner, like the tennis player Federer.
Feder, awesome. He is the chairman and coach for Maccabi USA Wrestling, and he is having camera issues on his computer. So this is what we have. So my apologies. We can have him back again one day, but it is Chris Feder. So Chris, thanks for coming on. I really appreciate you. I know that Maccabi USA is their goal is to preserve the American Jewish community, encourage Jewish pride, and create high awareness of Israel and Jewish identity. I'd like to say, go ahead and talk a little bit about that.
Okay, well, it is connected to the Jewish community worldwide, and it is through sports that we enhance the Jewish experience. Now, I've been involved with Maccabi USA first as a competitor. In 1965, I tried out for the U.S. team, and then in 1969, I won the trials and was on the U.S. team going to Israel in 1969. It was an amazing experience, life changing. When you go to Israel for the first time and you see the old country, because that's what it is, it's 5,000 years old, and you see the old city of Jerusalem, you're literally blown away by the experience. It's amazing, and then to compete against some of the best athletes in the world in over 25 sports, it was quite an experience to have that. And Dan, I've had an amazing experience through the Maccabi program, but more importantly, and more to the point of this discussion, is that I've had an amazing experience through wrestling. Wrestling has been my life since the seventh grade, and now I'm an older senior citizen and still involved completely in the sport and just having a great time. And I'm at a stage in my life where I never expected it to keep going the way it is, to be the head coach of the U.S. team in 2017 and take 12 great athletes to Israel to compete. And the thing I'm most proud of is that all 12 athletes won medals. And
Yeah, you have you have a couple of them are the Fine Silver brothers and Zach Sherman, all out of Blair there. So
more
definitely.
importantly, Zach's from Florida. So, and Mike Kozoi from Florida. So, uh, it was a great team. The Fine Silver, everybody was outstanding, and they continue to compete on the highest level. Our four youngest guys all qualified for the NCAA tournament. Unfortunately, we know it happened, and they had to cancel the tournament. I was kind of interested to see what would happen in a 40,000 seat or 80,000 seat arena. I don't know how that would translate, but that's what was.
Yeah, I think they were going to get. They were surely going to. I wouldn't. I would have been. I wouldn't have been surprised if they filled it. I mean, that would have been a great thing. I know a lot of coaches that I talked to here, including my son's coach, was bummed that it got canceled because they wanted to go see it. And then obviously, when I'm talking to coaches like yourself who have, who have kids that have qualified to compete in it, they're obviously bummed out that they didn't get a chance to go as well. So.
I know they sold 45,000 tickets, which is amazing. So, that's water under the bridge, right? So, moving forward, we were hoping to have our Maccabi National Championships on June 21st. We fly into San Francisco. We drive down the coast to Cal Poly, and we get there, everybody's wearing shorts and t-shirts. And light bulb went on for me, Dan, that I was like, there's got to be a change here that I need. So I got to the finals of the Nationals, wrestled a great champion, Tom Klein from Cal Poly. He was the captain of Cal Poly. He was the defending national champion, and the place was packed. And at that time, they let people sit around the edge of the mat. So it's just one light over the mat, me and Tom Klein, and the place going crazy. So it was a great experience for me.
But now you have a club there, right?
So that got me to California. So in
Yeah.
1975, I started coaching in California at Terra Linda High School in Marin County, which is north of the Golden Gate Bridge. So that's when I started my club and my high school team, and I coached until 2018 for 43 years in California. So I was a high school coach for 43 years. But more importantly, I got to work with a company called 24 Hour Fitness that some people may have heard of. It was a pretty big organization, over 350 health clubs, and I got to be the head of 24 Hour Fitness Team Sports. And in 1998, I got to partner with USA Wrestling. So I went to my first Olympic Games in Australia in 2000, and I was in Athens, Greece in 2004 when Cale Sanderson won his gold medal. It was a thrill to see Cale wrestle. But I've been coaching in California for all that time and working with USA Wrestling. So we uh, we love wrestling. I am a fanatic. There's what it's done for me as a person and everybody that I know that's ever wrestled. Dan, the benefits are off the charts, and I think anybody who's listening to us would not argue with that comment at all. So, yeah, I have a pretty good team. I've had some great kids go to state, and at one point, I actually was doing the color commentary for the state championships. Now, for anybody who doesn't know, California is the largest state in the union, has over 900 schools wrestling, and the ultimate tournament is the California State Tournament, the CIF, and it's crazy. It's to get there is very, very difficult to be a state champion because there's only one state champion. There's no multiple levels. There's one guy at the end of the day, and I got a chance to do the television for that for 5 years. It was a great, great thing. And
Yeah, I heard that out there. Excuse me. It's one tournament, so there's only one champ per weight class. There's no regionals district. I mean, there's regional districts, but there's no regions
no,
that come in.
no levels, just one level. And
Wow.
there's only three states in the union that have that: New Jersey and Indiana and
Are the
California.
other two?
Yeah. So, and you see,
What have you,
coming out of Jersey now.
and there's a club out of Jersey that I'm going to have on tomorrow. They're opening up a club down here, the Scorpions Club.
Who are the coaches?
Jamie Ramirez, Omar Feliciano, and Carlos Ramirez.
They're well-known New Jersey coaches. Well known. We do a lot of stuff on the East Coast with Maccabi USA. A lot of those kids come out of those programs. The kids we took in 2017 to wrestle in the games came from all over the United States. We had two fine silvers, and Moshe Schwartz, who just came in second in the Big 12 at 133, all from Colorado. We had two guys from Florida, Mike Kozoy and who wrestled at North Carolina State, and the new ACC champion Zach Sherman from Florida. So we got guys from Jersey, New York, and on the team, the oldest guy was a guy named Nate Engel, and some of you may have seen the announcement a couple of days ago that Nate was named the USA Wrestling Greco-Roman Coach of the Year. He's the assistant head coach at Stanford now. He was at Navy before. And if anybody knows anything about Navy wrestling, they've got a great new coach. Colot just signed with Navy. And almost all the kids that are wrestling at Navy right now, Nate Engel recruited for the Naval Academy. So we've got a great program. I'm very excited about the future.
Yeah, I had Colat's prior team was on with their new head coach yesterday or the day before. So what are you, obviously this is affecting what Maccabi, I'm sure, your wrestling program, what's going on is affecting your club. What are you guys having your kids do virtually? What are you advising them to do at home? Or kids just nationwide?
We put out some training programs that people can do individually to do that. But something you may not know is that Mitch Feinsilver, who came in fourth in the NCAA championships and was ACC champion at Duke, is one of our guys that we just placed on the Israel national team. He wrestled for Israel in the European games, in the European championships this year. So we are now partnering with the Israeli Wrestling Federation to add wrestlers, and we hope to have 5 or 6 Americans wrestle for Israel in Paris in 24. So,
Well, not only are you building your team here, you're helping build their team there. That's amazing.
well, it's about opportunity. It's really about opportunity. If you look at what's going on at USA Wrestling now, we've never been deeper. There's 4 or 5 guys at every weight class that are outstanding, and only one guy's going to the Olympic Games. So where are those guys going to compete internationally? So we're giving some opportunity to kids who would not normally get a chance to wrestle in the Olympic Games. I'm very excited about that program.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, I mean, they are Jewish, so they can do it.
Well, they have to get dual citizenship, so we're partnering with Israel to help them with getting their passports and everything else. There's a lot of process involved in getting them to become dual citizens. But
how are they being affected over there? Have you spoke to anybody?
Leonid Shulman is the head of the Israeli Wrestling Federation, and he's been on Facebook. So he is a Russian, and his son Yuri is one of the #1 wrestlers for Israel. But they haven't been able to train. Now like I said, we were there last summer at the National Training Center in Beersheba, Israel, and they have a great facility there. But he's been sending out pictures of just 2 people standing in the middle of a huge wrestling facility. I mean, everybody's frustrated, Dan. We're waiting. What's going on is terrible. I mean, if over 45,000 Americans have died, 180,000 some odd people around the world have died. It's a very terrible and dangerous thing. We have to be patient. But everybody you know and everybody I know that wrestles is chomping at the bit to get back to the sport. So we'll see. We will have a national champion. Maccabi will have a national championship this year, juniors and seniors. And everybody I've talked to is excited about getting a chance to compete.
So some things that, well, first, I don't know. We have Connor Beebe and the Beebe brothers over here, and they started a foundation called Mats for Kids. So if you have kids out there that need mats inside their house, and you can reach out to them. They have started a foundation where they're sending mats to these kids' living rooms so they can virtually train with everybody. So that's awesome, and they'll send it all around the country. But the other thing I want to ask you is, I had Coach Tom Borelli on yesterday, who is a lifelong wrestler and wrestling coach, almost 30 years at Central Michigan. And there's some things going on with the Division I right now where they're trying to retrieve scholarships, which could really affect the sport. And we really need to get out there and get our voice heard. Is this something that you've heard of?
I know that there's a lot of discussion about the fact that the cancellation of the NCAA championships caused a lot of heartache among the kids who would lose their eligibility. Now, wrestling is probably the one sport that isn't affected the way basketball, scholarships, and other things are affected in the winter sports of the NCAA. I don't know what they're going to end up doing. Right now, they're saying that there's no eligibility for this, but I think I read the other day that somebody just got their 6th year of eligibility. So I don't know exactly what's happening. I've heard about what's going on, but don't know a lot. Can't comment really.
Yeah, so he spoke, and I put together like a little 6-minute video, and I sent it over to Connor Beebe, who wrestled for him, and he's sharing it in all the wrestling platforms that he has access to so that people can just learn and educate themselves on that.
Well, send it to me and
Um,
pass it along to.
I'll do it. And man, being I have a Jewish mother and I have an Irish Catholic father. So I am a mix, but I know that to have a platform out there for Jewish Americans is huge. A lot of people don't know what it's like to tell someone you're Jewish or be Jewish or have the spotlight on you or pass it upon you. So to have a platform where you can say, hey, I'm Jewish and I'm proud and this is what I do and I do it as well as you do it is really great. So I love what you guys do.
Well, I appreciate that, Dan. There's no reason for anti-Semitism anywhere. Um, I don't know why it exists, although I know it exists. It's a terrible thing, but to have the group that I have and that we're nurturing to be as tough as anybody else, I mean, to be a tough Jewish kid, you have to be proud of that. And we've got a bunch of them.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, I'd love to have you back on once we get your camera working and we get back in these wrestling rooms and stuff. And I know you're a busy man. You're over there on the West Coast. So I do appreciate you taking the time to come on. And I apologize to everybody for the beginning of this. We kind of lost the camera and some voice, but we got back up and running, and I think we did well. Is there anything that you would like to say out there to the Florida wrestling community and the wrestling community in general about how to get involved with Maccabi? If you are a Jewish wrestler, how to compete in the Maccabi games or try to qualify?
Well, we do have a couple of platforms. The Maccabi USA Wrestling Club is on Facebook. Also, MaccabiUSA.com. MaccabiUSA.com. Sorry. MaccabiUSA.com is a great place to go to connect with me. You can go there, leave me a message. They will get a hold of me, and I send out a newsletter pretty regularly, a couple times a month, telling people what's going on with the program. So if you want to be in that distribution, please reach out to MaccabiUSA.com, and they will contact me and get you involved.
So, excuse me, somebody just posted on the comments. His name is, it says Bobs, and it says, Coach Feder, it's Tico. I moved to Florida and placed fourth at state. I'm about to commit to wrestling in college. Thank you for teaching me. I love this sport.
Tico is a great athlete. I knew he moved to Florida. He was part of the Brawlers Wrestling Club, and great heart, great kid. We miss him, but there you go. We're all over the place.
Awesome. So, hey, so let's do it again if you don't mind one day. I mean, I come back anytime. You can come back any week you want at 2:00. We can make sure we're right in your time zone.
Well, I've got a lot more stories, and we can put up some more pictures, and we could do a bunch of stuff. I'd love to come back. Thank you for your time today. Thank you for supporting us, and let's get through this thing and get back to wrestling.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Coach.
Take care, buddy. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye.